This is Support is Sexy, episode 84. You gotta keep going. Welcome to the Support is Sexy podcast. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, producer, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I talk to women entrepreneurs who share their journeys and the true stories of their wins and their lessons, and give you insight and inspiration to take your business and your life to the next level. Here we go. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm Elayne and I'm excited to have you here. You know, it just would not be the same without you. So now, listen, I wish you guys could see me. Actually, no, I don't wish you could see me because I look crazy. Sitting here, wee hours of the morning, on the floor, on an air mattress, in my place because all the furniture went out today. I'm still surrounded by boxes that have to go to UPS. I'm planning this move or doing this move. It's beyond the plan stage from New York to Atlanta. Those who have been listening know the story. I wanted to mention what I'm doing and how I'm doing it though with my, by the way, computer on the floor. My mouse is on top of a box of Glad garbage bags in the box. I'm using it as a mouse pad. Keyboard is on my lap. I'm really just making it happen here, but still got mic in hand, headphones in, and I am recording. You know why? Because you gotta keep going. I tell you, I sat down here and I was going to record a whole different episode, whole different idea, had a whole different subject in mind, ready to go, had it in my head, started recording, and I guess it was an outer body experience. Saw myself sitting here making this happen, even though, I have the technology to do it, so it's not like that's a difficult part of it. But yes, tired, and things aren't exactly, I'm not sitting up at a desk in a great environment right now. Like I said, I'm surrounded by stuff. It's a little bit chaotic. And I just thought about in that moment, now would be a time where I would have a quote unquote good excuse to not keep going. I would have a good excuse to just say, this was going on, that was going on. I didn't have my usual setup and the topic. I don't know if I really want to talk about that, or I wasn't in the mood. You can always come up with an excuse to not keep going. But I wanted to tell you, no matter what, even in the moments when you're surrounded by chaos or you feel like something's not working or you're doing it in a different way than you normally do, whatever that thing is that you've committed to, keep going. You gotta keep going. For me, what's keeping me going is you guys listening, which I so appreciate. But the numbers keep going up, and not that I'm all about numbers, but it shows that there's a great response to the show. I love connecting with you all, hearing your stories, getting feedback from you. It's been fantastic. Another thing is I am committed to you in bringing information to you 5 days a week, whatever that looks like. Now, it might not look the same each time. As you can see, sometimes it's evolved now to be an interview. Sometimes it's these solo shows, 5 days a week. We're in touch. You know what to expect during this time. As long as I'm healthy and here, I'm going to do it. The other thing is I decided that it matters to me. And I've quoted this before, saying that I heard from a former boss at a company I was with. She said, you have to decide what matters and what doesn't. If you decide that it matters, make it matter a lot. If you decide that it doesn't matter, then it shouldn't matter at all. And this, the podcast, this connection with you all, this idea that support is sexy, matters to me. So because I've decided that it matters to me, I gotta keep going. So I wanted to share that with you all because, one, it's funny to think about how I'm sitting here recording this. You can get the visual, but also this idea that you have to keep going. Once you decided that something matters to you, whether that's in your work, your business, your relationship, anything in your life, there's going to be times when it's just ridiculous, or you don't feel like doing it, or you're too tired, or you think, oh, nobody will miss it if I don't do it. Now, if there's a real reason, like you're ill or something like that takes you away from that thing, life is life. Things happen. We all understand. Don't beat yourself up. No beat ups around here, as we always say. Not allowed to beat yourself up. But most of the time, we give up, I think, too easily on something that we've decided that matters. So if you decided that it matters, you gotta keep going. Find a way to make that thing happen. Because I will say, just this experience in the past few months of doing a show 5 days a week, being committed to it, especially in the moments, it's easy to be committed when things are right? When I have a guest, everybody's schedule works out perfectly, everything rolls out the way it's supposed to be. This week, for example, the week of my move, I had other guests on the schedule, then their schedules changed and they moved their dates to sometime in November. I'm excited and crazy happy to have them. We have a fantastic list of guests coming up for you guys. But then that still leaves this week open because, as I've talked about before, I am still in the place where I'm trying to get ahead with recordings and episodes and all of that. Right now, I'm not there. So when something falls out, I got to fill those holes with still valuable content, but fill the holes nonetheless. That would be a time that I might have been able to use the excuse, oh, well, this person fell through, so I don't have a show, or oh, I'm not going to do it because of this. But I've decided to be committed to this, and I will say I have seen the results of being committed and being consistent. That's the thing we have to remember. When you give up and you don't do that thing that you've committed to doing, if it's something that you're doing repeatedly or even once, when you give up on yourself and you don't stick to that commitment, you lack consistency, and people can depend on you when you're consistent. When you say you're going to do something in the simplest terms and you deliver in whatever way that looks like. Now, it might not need to be rigid and be exactly the same way each time. As we said, it can be fluid in some ways, but show up. Are you showing up? Are you committed? Are you delivering? Are you doing it in spite of the chaos, in spite of the things that are going wrong? I mean, I had some other technical difficulties with things I was trying to do outside of the podcast, but with my move and printing and all these things just go wrong and throw your day off, throw your evening off. You still gotta keep going. So whatever you're going through, know that. And in fact, you know what's funny? This is when the resistance shows up. When you start doing well, you're being consistent, you're sticking with it, things are flowing, and then resistance shows up in some way, whether it's in your own mind, this thing telling you to give up, or it's outside forces, if you will, things going wrong, life being life keeps lifing, and things keep happening, things come up. Things go wrong, but you still got to keep going in spite of that resistance because, again, you've decided that this matters. You've committed to it. You owe it not only to other people, but more so you owe it to yourself if you've made a commitment to do this thing, to stick with it. So as much as I'm sharing this with you all, it is honestly a pep talk for me. I feel rejuvenated, even better about doing this and talking about this idea of no matter how tired, how long the day, what else is going on, if you're healthy, you're here, you have the equipment, you got it, you can do this, you can record, you can find a way, because usually you can figure out a way to make that thing happen. You've given up because you've simply given up. Find a way, make it happen. You can do it. You gotta keep going. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening. You know, I appreciate you. For other episodes, go to supportissexypodcast.com. You can see interviews there with women I've talked to, see some other solo episodes. You can also subscribe to the email list. Just go to the top, click subscribe, and subscribe to the Support is Sexy email list, which also gets you access to our private Facebook group where we have hundreds of women in there sharing information, sharing content, sharing resources. It's really a great space to connect with people who are like-minded, on the same page and on the move, and who will encourage you to keep going because you gotta keep going. Okay, thank you again so much for listening. And for now, you know what to do. Go out there and create something sexy, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.